What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon of the Week. My name's Chris. I'm going to be your host for today, and this is the first Wild Turkey Master's Keep that we have in our collection, at least a physical bottle of. I had the Wild Turkey's Master Keep Unforgotten, and that is one of my favorite samples that I've ever had. I'm trying to get one of those. I have another Voyage. You know what we can do here. Let me know. So this, first of all, very nice box, beautiful box. I don't care about the box. Get rid of it. And then just some cheap plastic insert. So I don't understand that at all. Very dangerous to get it out. As for this bottle though, right here, this is Wild Turkey. This is 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley, and then it is finished in Jamaican rum casks. We're going to talk a lot about that during our Bourbon Bomb of the Week. This is 10 years old, coming in at 106 proof. Let's go through the gauntlet, price, taste, drinkability. Everybody knows before we get started on all of that and learn a lot about this bottle. Time for the traditional sip. Cheers, y'all. Pretty damn good. First of all, can I just say that the top of this thing is absolutely beautiful. I love a nice stopper. I mean, this thing is dense, it's heavy duty. I like everything about that. This right here though is a beautiful bottle. Again, it's the first bottle that I've actually owned in the Master's Keep collection. We're gonna go over everything, price, taste, drinkability today. We always start with drinkability, coming in at 106 proof, which isn't anywhere near the highest proof that we have coming out of Wild Turkey. Let's see how this does for drinkability. I will say this, not the easiest to drink for 106 proof. 106 isn't that high of a proof, especially with what I've been drinking recently. We just did barrel craft spirits last week, 116, 118 proof. I was expecting, especially with that Jamaican rum finish on this, to be no ethanol kick, but for 106 proof, it drinks kind of right around its proof, which isn't a bad thing. That's usually what it's supposed to drink at, but there are some things at this proof that I think drink way easier. I think the Russell's Reserve stuff at 110 proof drinks way under what this is at 106 proof. I'm going to take one more sip though, just to make sure. Yeah, I mean, we give it a 7.0 if it drinks right at its proof. I'm going to go slightly above 7.0. Not too much, though. If I had to blind this, I would probably have guessed like 105. So again, right around that proof at 106. So let's go like with a 7.03 when it comes to drinkability. Not a great start for this one. I was expecting a little bit more, especially with that finish on this. Now, of course, after drinkability, we get into taste on this, and I've seen many reviews on this bottle already, and it seems like people are falling right on the line of either good, maybe great, or they hate it. It seems like there's nobody that truly loves it out there. Maybe they give you some good tasting notes and everything like that. I am a Wild Turkey fanatic. I'm going to try and make sure that doesn't skew my opinion on this, but I will say this. I feel like the Wild Turkey is hiding in this glass behind the Jamaica rum. Now, if you're a Wild Turkey fanatic, then you're going to want those Wild Turkey flavor profiles. They're definitely there a little bit. You get those vanillas, those heavy toffees, those caramels, and those oaks. But for this, it's a lot of rum. It's a lot of those tropical fruity flavors, and then it's also dry and tannic on the end, which I don't truly love. Let's take another sip and see what else we can pull out. Now, the one thing that I will say about this glass that I do enjoy is the texture. It's very velvety, very creamy. It makes it an enjoyable experience when you're actually drinking it. Then you go into a lot of those tropical notes that I was talking about, maybe like some bananas, mangoes. I'm not really getting these notes, but that's what it's kind of reminding me of. And then, like I said, that oak is on the end. This is obviously 10-year-old whiskey. I believe the Jamaican rum is like 14-year-old Jamaican rum. You get a lot of that influence on this, more so than a lot of other bottles that I've tried. We had last week a Jamaican rum finished barrel craft spirits bottle, which I also loved. I feel like this one, when it comes to a Jamaican rum finish, is exactly what you're expecting from a Jamaican rum finish. More of that tropical, fruity flavors than anything else. Now, I don't have a lot of experience with rum, right? Other than Captain Morgan and Admiral Nelson from my college days, that's all I pretty much know about rum, that spiced rum, that type of flavor profile. There seems to be a push right now, though, with this older rum that's coming out on the market that people are excited about, so maybe we'll try out some rum one day. But this, I was just not expecting that oak, that tannin on the end, that dryness that I get on my tongue to really be forward on this. But this glass right here, otherwise, other than the finish on this, is absolutely delicious when it comes to the flavor profile. I wish there was more of the bourbon notes and less of the Jamaican rum notes, but hey, it is Jamaican rum finished. I think it's one of the better Jamaican rum finishes out there. This next to barrel would be a very interesting topic of conversation, and maybe we'll have to try that out one day. One more sip, we'll give it a score when it comes to taste. I'm going to say it's average for me. I'm going to say I don't get enough of those bourbon flavors that I truly love. The Jamaican flavors are very good. They're not artificial or anything like that. It's not like the banana runts that you can sometimes find. But then the finish, I don't really like that much as well. So with an okay front and an okay back and a very good middle, I'm going to give this a very average score. Let's go like 8.01 when it comes to taste on this. And then we're going to get into price, and I don't think you guys are going to like that one. Now here's the thing about price. I live here in Pennsylvania and we're either blessed or not blessed. It depends how you want to look at things. It's very hard to get bottles like this, but at the end of the day, when you can get them, you usually get them at a pretty good price. Normally MSRP, which on this bottle, $275. Me though, $214. How they work that out here in Pennsylvania, I'll never be able to tell you. But do I go $214? No, because if I overpay for it, I always come back to MSRP. So if I'm going to underpay for it, I'm also going to go back to MSRP. $275 for this bottle of whiskey. What do you guys think of that price? I can tell you we always keep price short and sweet, and this one is going to be exactly that, short and sweet. $275 is too much for this. Wild Turkey Unforgotten was a sample that I had and was one of my favorite whiskeys of all time. That bottle was $200. Now we're talking $275. What are they going to do next? They're going to make something $350 for the next Master's Keep. It just seems a little bit outrageous of a jump. We all got mad when Booker's went from 75 to 90 and then 90 to 99 in a span of 2 to 3 to 4 years. But this bottle going from 200 to 275, and again, it's not that great. It's 10-year-old whiskey. The Wild Turkey's gone when it comes to it. The Jamaican rum is what it is. It's just not for me. I got to tell you, I hate the price point at $275. I'm going to let you in on a little secret here. This is the most money I've ever spent on a bottle of whiskey. Before this, it was Elijah Craig's Single Barrel 18 year, and I absolutely hated it. The more and more I spend these exorbitant amounts of money, it took me like 5 takes to say that, the more and more I hate spending this amount of money because I don't usually like the whiskey that's in it. It seems like a gimmick to me. They're like, hey, we know people are going to buy Master's Keep. Let's throw this 10-year-old whiskey out there, Jamaican rum finish, throw it in a Master's Keep's bottle and call it a day. $275 and call it a day. It probably sold out. It's probably trading at that $300 mark on the secondary. It just doesn't seem fair to me, but they can only do it once or twice, right? When they start to get bad reviews on these bottles, they can't do it too much longer after that. So that's what I feel like maybe I'm helping Wild Turkey out. They don't watch my videos, but you know what I mean. This isn't the best bottle at $275. One more sip and we'll give you a score when it comes to price. So we always say with an average drinkability and average taste, this should have an average price tag of a $50 price tag, but it does not. It's $225 more than that. And there's nobody on the market right now that bought this bottle and was excited about paying $275. There was nobody that said, I got this for a steal, except maybe the people in Pennsylvania that paid $214 for it. And again, I have a second bottle. If anybody wants one and they have an Unforgotten, I'd be more than willing to trade it with you. That being said, I got to give this a terrible score when it comes to price. One more sip. I apologize. I don't know if I'm just disappointed in Wild Turkey putting this out at $275. Again, the whiskey is pretty average whiskey. It's nothing crazy good. It's nothing crazy bad. If this was a standard release at $95, $100, I would understand it because of the marriage between this and the Jamaican rum casks. But putting this as your Master's Keep and putting that price tag on it bothers me. I'm going to go low 4s. I'm going to go like 4.13 when it comes to price on this. And I think that's almost giving it a little bit more than it deserves. 4.13. But hey, let's send it over to this week's Bourbon Bomb of the Week and learn about the Jamaican rum casks that this is finishing and the company that they come from, and a little bit of a twist at the end. Make sure you stick around for that. Cheers, y'all. Now, this is obviously an Eddie Russell project, but he worked with a woman named Dr. Joy Spence to get these casks, which was used for 14-year-old pot still rum in Jamaica. We're going to talk about her and her company, Appleton Estates, real quick. So Dr. Joy Spence actually joined Appleton Estates as chief chemist in 1981. In 1997, she became the first female master blender in the spirits industry. She was part of creating the blend of the limited edition 50-year-old Independence Reserve, believed to be the oldest tropically minimum aged rum in the entire world. In 2014, she received her honorary doctorate from the University of West Indies. Now, she's the master blender of a company called Appleton Estates. They're located in Jamaica, and they actually attribute all of their success to something called karst. I believe I'm saying that correctly. This is a rare landscape formation of basically limestone hills, underground caves, and a water supply that is absolutely fantastic. Now, apparently this environment breeds extraordinary sugarcane, which is obviously going to be very important when it comes to the rum, and it creates something called terroir. I think I'm saying that correctly as well. A lot of words here I'm trying to learn, but I have used terroir before because that is something that's usually attributed to wine, and basically it means that the environment creates a very specific, very territorial flavor profile when it comes to the rum. So listen, much like you can pick out a Texas bourbon compared to a Kentucky bourbon, you can pick out the Jamaican rum compared to other rums on the market. So let's get back in and see how this scored because, I mean, no matter how good that rum is, this bottle ain't that great for $275, I can tell you that. Hey, if you've learned anything today and you haven't already, click that like and that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Listen, you're going to have to give me something a little bit better than a 10-year-old whiskey coming out of Wild Turkey. Blend it with some 14-year-old rum coming out of Jamaica because this bottle right here came in at a 6.39, and I think that might be a little bit high for what it deserves to be. I truly, truly, truly want another bottle of Unforgotten just to see if it's as good as I remember it is, but that's where we're going to leave you today with a 6.39. But hey, in the meantime, make sure you check us out on Instagram. Go click that follow button over there. Check out our Patreon page and our Discord, both those links in the description below. Please don't drink and drive, always drink responsibly, and make sure you watch reviews before you spend $300 on a bottle of whiskey. Cheers, y'all. Not great.